Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day out there. I know we're coming at you a little bit later today to get a start. Anyway, we always go this late. So I know some people were saying that they would maybe be sleeping by now. And if you normally join us, you probably aren't. You probably aren't. But for those of you who I may have tagged who are new to us, that might be the case. But welcome if you're here. I hope you're having a great day or had a great day. The day is pretty much over for most, at least around here. It is now completely dark. And I just got in from my pottery class just a little bit ago. And I had a good time. I had a good time in my pottery class. It was a challenging pottery class today, simply because I was having a rough day. I was having a rough day. Some days are like that, right? You sit down to be creative, and you normally sit and you have a good, you're ready for it. Like I was ready for it today, and I felt like I was ready to go, and then I just started and it didn't go as planned at all. But I was able to make 5 new vessels, so that I'm excited about. I also trimmed three vessels today. So those will go into the bisque. And then I have 5 new vessels that will be going into the damp box to trim for tomorrow. Well, no, not tomorrow, next week. So that keeps my rotation going. The things that come out of bisque will be able to be glazed. The things that are in the damp box will be able to be trimmed and then bisqued. So it keeps the rotation going. Anna's here. Hello, Anna. Says totally understand rough days. Yeah, it was one of those days that, like, in general, my day was pretty okay, but in the work, in the trying to do the work, it was rough. But I was trying some new techniques. So I've been watching Instagram, and I've been watching people who do pottery on Instagram, and there are a lot of people out there who teach like these little like tips, right? Little techniques and tips, and kind of like when I did the little knotting tip video. They're short little videos and they just give you these tips. So I was trying to apply some of these. And anytime you're trying something new like that, you pretty much have to expect that it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. And so that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to apply a number of different tips and probably shouldn't have really done that, but um, I ended up really quickly collapsing a piece, and shredding off part of my mug that I was making. I was trying to make some mugs today, or at least mug shape things, so that I can decide if I want to put handles. It's been a while since I've done any mugs with handles, and um, I'm one of those people, like, I do drink out of mugs with handles sometimes, but I also I like a tumbler kind of style thing. So when I make things, I often make them in, like, you know what I make? I make bowls, and even my mugs, what you would consider a mug, they don't generally have handles because I like kind of more of a tumbler style. But um, I know some people really love handled things, especially with hot beverages. So I'm trying to make more things with handles, and I made some shapes today that I'm hoping will be interesting shapes. I don't want just a plain, I like a little bit of a difference or a little bit of a something in there. So I'm working on that, and that's what I worked on today. And that means I'm also working with, sorry, I got an eyelash. That means I'm also trying to work with generally a little bit less clay than I'm used to working with, because most of my things have been getting larger kind of size than what you would want for a mug. Um, so yeah. Um, Anna says, tonight I noticed that your video and audio seem a touch off. I tried YouTube and Facebook. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? A touch off. I'm trying to I just realized my video isn't playing on YouTube or on Facebook. I had it up here to see if it will play. Let's see what that means. I don't know what that means. And my internet's taking a while up here. It might be on my end. Yeah, I don't know. Let me make sure I'm on Wi-Fi. I am. Should be on Wi-Fi. And it says that's productive, good for you. Yeah, it was. In the end, it was. But the day kind of flew by. I don't know where it went, and we were chatting. Video's out of sync with the audio. Off a second. That's weird. Wonder why that's doing that now. Let me close this out and close down this and see if that helps. Sometimes the router up here in the office gets off, and I don't know why. So I'll shut down my other stream that I had going over here and see if that helps. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, that's what I did today. I also did some packing and shipping. Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. That's all I did today. Packing, shipping, gathered stuff for the live, and went to my class. And I just got in from my class, gave the cats a little bit of dry crunchies, which they don't get very often, but usually I'll do that sometimes when I don't have time to feed them before the live, and they do love it. It's like I don't know. It's like a treat. Their crunchies are like a treat. They don't get like bowls of crunchies left out. Anna says the audio is ahead of the video. Susie says, I've heard people having problems since the storm yesterday. A tower is down. It could be also that. There are a lot of things down. Maybe our internet provider is having issues. I don't know. So hopefully it catches up. Yeah, I haven't seemed to have a problem, but I haven't been at the house much. So I don't know how fast our internet actually is right now. Our internet might be having issues. Let's see here. Let's run. Now I can't think of the name of it. Speed test. Speedtest.net. Let's see if my internet's fast or not, or if my internet's going slow today. That's the download. Michelle says, I'm watching stuff on the computer, busy making stuff, seeing my business partner tomorrow. Nice. Anna says, makes sense, but different. Now my screen just flip-flopped too. There we go. I don't know why that did that. No, my upload and download are pretty fast. So that's something. But it might be because of things all over the country or all over this area having issues. But my speed is fast here, so it shouldn't be me. Yes, I am now not sideways. I don't know why it went sideways. There must be definitely... hello, Karen. Welcome. Since I'm new to the lives, thank you for joining me. Today's an odd night. Normally we start at 7:30, and normally we don't have issues with our streaming, but some people are having issues with the sound tonight, and it's flipping me sideways all of a sudden. So there's definitely something up. This is why, not that the other company didn't do this every once in a while, right? Not that the other company didn't do this for sure, but this is why I like to try something out for a little bit before we go and pay a lot of money for it. So we're trying a new streaming service, and I think this one is good. But I think there are issues around this area, especially. I don't know where these servers are coming from. But yeah, I don't know why the audio would be out of sync. Um, let me let me let me try something real quick. All right, I'm back. I took myself out and put myself back in. Let me know if the sound is any better or not. I don't know if that'll reset anything, but I took myself out of the feed and put myself back into the feed. They allow you to do that, so we'll see. Um, yeah, Anna says it won't matter when you're showing the products. Probably not as much. Probably not as much. But it does make, I understand because it makes me a little bit crazy making like it it yeah. Whenever I watch TV and it's a little bit out of sync, um, it is it's a bit annoying. It's a bit annoying. We were watching something the other night and Andrew was saying, "Is it out of sync or is it just me?" And it was a little bit, and it's that's hard. I have to watch that when I edit videos. There's a way to make sure that your videos. That's why they do the clap, by the way. Did you know that? Um, so when they do that clapboard, for TV shows and things, or they have that, they do that originally because it makes a loud noise, and all of the microphones that they're using to record a show catch that loud noise, and they can use that one point of noise to coordinate all the sound to that loud bang. It's very hard to coordinate sound to an exact moment of speech, or something like that. So when they do that really loud bang with the little signboard they have, I don't know what they call that. But that's what it's for, is so that the sound engineers can coordinate the sound by that loud bang that little board makes. And then that way all the microphones have that one point that they can say, okay, this is where the sound starts, right here. And then, because they're always recording, they're not actually recording, generally close to the person's mouth. And the video that they're taking, they're not using the sound obviously from the camera. They're using the sound from the mics above, like the boom mics, and sometimes they have a lapel mic. But the actual camera is not recording the sound. So that allows the sound engineers to coordinate the sound together with the sound on the video camera so that the sound matches up with the voice. Anyway, if you didn't know that, that's what that's for. I learned that while doing tutorials, and doing editing for our tutorials, that oftentimes, um, before the tutorial would start with, when I'm using extra mics, we'll do a loud noise, or we'll do something like that, so that I'm able to match it up. Now, when we're using an iPhone and we're using just one device, the sound is there. It's already matched up on the video. But when we do extra cameras and things like that, we always make a loud noise so that I know that I can sync the video up that way. Video and sound. Anyway, just for those of you who don't know and may want to, I don't know. Let's see here. If you're still here, Karen, where are you tuning in from? Thank you for joining us. We normally sit and chat for a while. That's just what we do. We talk for a little bit. We get to know our people and our community and see what everybody's been up to. And then we show the goods. And usually we have 30 to 40 lots of gemstones or jewelry making supplies every weeknight, Monday through Friday. Normally we start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, but we are starting late tonight because I was at my pottery class and my husband is not here. He is in North Carolina. He'll be coming back shortly. But yeah, he had some wild news. And I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it or not. So I'm not going to say anything. I don't know if he mentioned anything. Let me look, because I've not been on the internets all day. But he had quite the interesting day today. And no, he did not post anything. So I'm not going to talk about it. But it was an interesting day today for him. Yeah, it's but he is. Karen says every night you are live. Yes, every weeknight, Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we go live. We chit chat for a while, usually like an hour, and then we get into the live show. So if you don't like to chit chat and you don't want to meet new people, then you can just tune in like an hour late, and it will you'll see the stuff for sale. But we hope people will join us. The whole point, we've always been about creating community, whether that's in person in our store or here virtually. We believe community is super important, and you get to know people, and you get to meet people, and get to meet other creative people. We have a group on Facebook called Allegory Gallery Design Challenges, and that's an open group, and you can join that group and share and ask questions about jewelry making. But yeah, we have something new to show you every weeknight. 30 to 40 different items. And we've still got stuff. We've not run out yet, thank goodness, knock on wood, right? So yeah. Sandra says, you just did. What did I just do? What did I just do? Yeah, so we are, what are we doing? We're going to do loose gemstones tonight. Loose gemstones tonight. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So loose gemstones, the reason we do this is, we usually sell things by the strand. So the entire strand of something, whether it's gemstones or checked glass or, freshwater pearls, whatever it is, we sell by the strand. But every once in a while we do a loose gemstone night. And loose gemstone night is where we sell you gemstone beads one by one. You decide how many you want to buy out of what we have available. But we price them individually so that if you just want to buy 2 for earrings, you want to make a bunch of different kind of earrings, then you just buy pairs of a little bit of everything or a little bit of here and there tonight. You don't have to pay for a whole strand. Sandra says, you said I'm not going to say anything, but oh no, I didn't, because what happened was interesting. But I'm not going to tell you anything about what happened. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so it's been an interesting day. I talked with my doctor today because I had a tick on me that we found out carried Lyme disease. So I just got a notice. It came very late tonight. I just got a notice, though, that they are giving me a prescription for antibiotics. So I'll be on antibiotics for the next 2 weeks. I do not look forward to that, but it is better safe than sorry in this case. I do not want to get Lyme disease. I've known people with it and who have suffered majorly from it. So it's definitely not something I want. So they are filling a prescription for me, and that is going to be hopefully ready tomorrow. So, but yay, at least it's happening. I don't like it, but at least it's happening. So that's the update there. Yeah, that's really my day. I got some pottery back, though. I'm going to show you that when I flip the camera around. And other than that, my day has been a normal day. How's everyone out there? How are you all doing? Did you all do anything exciting today? Sandra, how was your day? What'd you do today? Anna, how are you feeling, Anna? Did you go yet, or is that on Thursday? You were going to the doctor's. Hopefully you're all feeling better or starting to feel better. Yeah, that's it. What are y'all having? What y'all have for dinner? Now you've probably eaten by now, for sure, most of you. Usually when we get on here at 7:30, some people haven't eaten yet, but now you've probably eaten for sure. I was going to make more fried potatoes tonight, Well, I was going to do fried potatoes. I've been having baked potatoes, but I was going to do fried potatoes tonight. And then I thought to myself, you're going to be getting in late. You're not going to want to do that, even though we don't really go much longer probably tonight than we normally do. But I decided I got some frozen pizzas. I got the nice frozen pizzas. I spoiled myself tonight with the nicer frozen pizzas. One is a truffle oil mushroom and cheese pizza, and the other one is a margarita pizza from Newman's own, but it's their Italian version, I guess. The ones that they make in Italy. So the ingredients are actually better ingredients. If you've ever looked, I don't know if you have those in your grocery store, but there's a version of Newman's own pizza that that they make, I guess, in Italy. I don't know if it's actually made there, but it's in that style at least. And it doesn't have a lot of the preservatives and a lot of the extra stuff, the food colorings and all that they have sometimes in the stuff here. So I got one of those because I really like the taste of it. It's very skimpy on the sauce. I will say that. For a margarita pizza, there's barely any sauce on it, but it actually works out. It tastes really good. So that's what I got. Kimberly made Parmesan hamburger skillet dinner. Nice. So just finished it. Sandra says, I was busy today. Got a customer order out for 2 line bracelets. Working on another order. Went to the post office. Nice. I went to the post office too today. Anna says, I feel like I'm at the post office every day. Sandra, you probably feel that same way too. It's like when you have a business, you're there like every day. Anna says, I have another antibiotic prescription. Doctor said the other antibiotic is not great at getting through bone, and the infection is way up in my sinuses. Oh my goodness. I feel bad for you. That cannot be fun in any way. Not good. That's not the kind of sickness you want to like have the day off, right? Some sicknesses you'd be like, I might take that to get a day off. That kind is not one of them. So I hope you feel better soon. I hope the other antibiotic starts working for you, because that's terrible. That was another thing too. So today, I posted on my personal account a little bit earlier before this video. I wanted to talk a little bit about small business because I know a lot of you like to support small business, obviously, right? Obviously. And this is something I think to keep in mind when you are, and I try to do this too, because I used to, Kimberly, no, the stream is glitchy tonight. Someone else, Anna mentioned it too. For some reason, the stream is glitchy. And I think it's because there's a lot of power lines. We're lucky to have power. When I was in my pottery class, some of my people's jobs and their homes have no power right now. So I think there's something going on. So it is not just your stream. It is apparently glitchy tonight. So we'll see how this goes. It may be a slow night. We'll see. But thank you all for hanging out with me and being out there. Sandra says, I hope to be at the post office every day, right? We all do. We all do. So if you have a small business, you may know this already. If you support small businesses often, I want to talk a little bit about events. So whether those are in-person events that a small business is going to be having, like a market they're going to be at, or if they're hosting an event, or it could be also a live event like these lives, the lives that we do. It could be other kind of like Zoom kind of things. And also just visiting their businesses. If they have a small business, a brick and mortar location, and they're doing something there, or they're doing something for the weekend. I want to talk about kind of it's a psychological thing about commenting on those. So some of you may have read my post already, but if they say we're going to host this event, I noticed this a little bit with when Craftworks Studios in Johnstown set up their event thing, and I notice it when some of our other friends talk about going to markets and stuff like that. Um, Sometimes people will have a tendency to say why they can't go in the comment section, like on social media. And sometimes maybe it's because they're working all day and they don't know if they'll be able to make it out after they get home. Or sometimes it's, they don't get their paycheck until Friday, or they're short this week, or, there are a lot of different reasons that people will say, and it's completely normal, right, to want to explain why you can't go or why you can't make it. But what I will say, and we've seen this in some of our posts, is that those comments can completely set the tone for all the following comments or for the event sometimes itself. So when you say something like, I don't know if I can make it, I'm going to be getting home from work late, and I don't know if I'll be able to go out after, for example. What that does immediately is the next person that reads that and reads the comments thinks to themselves, you know what, I'm going to be getting home late from work too that day, or that's going to, maybe I don't know if I'm going to have to work that day. So they start to think already about that, and it starts to set that mood in everyone else's mind. So instead of them thinking about how they can go to the event, they've already put a barrier between them and the event. So that's something that they have to get over to get to that event. So what that does is the small business, then sometimes you can start to see all these comments start happening about why they can't make it. And what that does is people start reading these, is it makes them think maybe I can't make it too, or it it can totally change someone's mind about going to the event. And so what I always recommend, when I tell friends this blatantly sometimes, but what I always recommend is being like, wow, that event looks like it's going to be great. If you know you can't make it, just say it looks like it's going to be a great event. You don't have to say you're not going to make it. Because if a lot of people start saying they're not going to make it, that also makes the audience look at it as though it's not going to be a well-attended or fun event. If it's not fun enough or doesn't seem like it's going to be drawing enough people, that also has people not show up. And so it's one of those things that, we know how hard it is as a small business to put on events. And it's not an easy thing, and you never know how many people are going to come or who's going to show up, if anybody. We often sit around and before an event wondering, like, is anyone going to show? We don't know. But having people root you on and be like, and kind of amp up the event is really great, even if you know you can't make it, even if you know you're not going to be there. Can't wait to see you. That doesn't have to mean it's going to be tonight, right, at the event. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see the store. Can't wait to visit you. Um, so it's just kind of a psychological thing, and it really does help set the mood for events when small businesses put them on. And I will say from experience from us, when the comments about an event going into it are positive, the events generally are better and better attended. So that's just a little thing I like to put out there, because I've been seeing it a lot, because I know, things are rough for a lot of people right now. And between changes in seasonal things, I know there are some colds and sicknesses going on out there. People are getting allergies. You can probably hear it in me. Allergies are wild right now. So um, there are a lot of reasons why people can't attend events, and we get that. But like I said, setting the tone is really, really important. Anna says that is interesting and so counterintuitive to the old experience of getting an invite and needing an RSVP. I'm making note of that. Yeah, and that's the thing. It is counterintuitive, and that's a good way to look at it too, because normally when somebody puts up an event, you want to know, are you coming or not coming? And that's important too. And I know that people do want to justify why they can't show up because they want to support you, right? Like, we understand that. And I used to do this too. I used to do the exact same thing. I'd be like, oh, I really want to be there, but this is why I can't, because you want to let them know that you would be there if you could. But what I've realized is that on a social media platform, like if they're asking people to send an email if they're coming, or if it's an RSVP, like a letter or an email, that's different. But on a public forum, I've noticed how if you see one comment, especially if it's the starting comment on a post about why a person can't come, you read into the comments and you'll oftentimes see that the following comments start following that same kind of thing. Yeah, I too am going to be working late, or I too am going to not be able to make it because of this or that. And it's one of those things. It's getting over that barrier. You're going. For me, I'm an introvert, right? So for me, just getting me out of the house to go somewhere is the barrier. That should be the barrier. But if somebody starts talking about how, oh well, do you know if you can do this, or do you have somebody for this, or to watch the cats, or if you have kids to watch the kid, like, you start putting those things in people's minds, and it becomes another thing and another thing and another thing that stops you from getting to that event. So that's just something. So from that, like, once I realized this, and it did take me a while to realize this, even though, like, we have our own business and it does happen to us too. But now, whether I can go or not, like, I may contact the host privately. I'll message them and be like, hey, don't know if I can make it, but on the public post, I will hype up that event. Looks like a great event. Can't wait to see you. Like, that kind of stuff. And of course, if I know I'm going, then I solidify it right there. I will be there, so that I can't give myself an out, right? But yeah, it's one of those things that I don't think, I guess until you said that, it didn't really dawn on me that it is counterintuitive. It is different than what people have been expected to do with, like, an RSVP, is give a reason why, and a confirmation of going or not going. But on an event like that, it does help. And like I said, I don't speak for all small businesses, right? But I can say that I have noticed that when the comments start to go in the negative, then that also sometimes does affect the event. Anyway, Anna says, exactly. I have to think of a good standard positive response. Yeah, I think it helps. Like I said, I default to, wow, looks like it's going to be a great event. That's generally kind of where I default to. If I'm not sure if I can make it or not. And then that way it kind of hypes up the event, and people kind of hopefully get more excited in the comments about wanting to go to it. And that's the way it is. But that was just something that was on my mind, because I've been thinking about it for a few days, and I thought, is this something like that is just me? And I've been talking with some people, and they're like, no, this is not just you. We see it happening too. So there's that. Anyway, so that's that. That's my small business tip for the day. Small business tips 101 over here. But yeah, anyway, let's flip this camera around, and let's start the show. I'm going to start by showing you some of my new pottery that I just got back today. Oh no, I actually forgot one. downstairs. Let me flip the camera around, and then we'll be back. We'll be back. I'll be back. Let's see here. I think this camera is going to be best today. And oh, no more mirroring the camera. There we go. I do want to show you. I'll be right back, everybody, because I do want to show you. I had a failure, my first major kind of glazing failure, and I want to show it to you. Of course, I'm going to share it with you. So I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. Hello, Dominion. Thank you for joining us. So, when I talk about glazes running, and I've often talked about this, that they could possibly run and stick to the kiln shelf. Let me get the lights here a little bit. Boy, I was just down there, and did I pick up my little driftwood for the color correction? No, I did not. So this is going to be a really pretty bowl, and I really liked how it came out, but look how much the glaze ran down here. So this is called a cookie, they call this, and this is a fired piece of ceramic that my teacher uses and many people use. If you think the glaze could possibly run, you put the stuff on a cookie so that the glaze attaches to this instead of attaching to the shelves in the kiln, because they're very expensive to replace. This is just a piece of ceramic. So I put all of my stuff on cookies because there's a possibility, as you can see, like all my glazes tend to run, but generally they get to just about here. This one went a little far right there, but they don't get to the very bottom. Well, this one ran a lot down here. And so what happens is, if this were in the kiln shelf, it would have ruined the kiln shelf, but it is now permanently adhered to this cookie, because glaze is like a glue for ceramics, and once it connects, I can do my best to try to sand this away or crack it away, but I would need to use some diamond tip things to possibly grind through the glaze. And generally what ends up happening is it actually starts pulling parts of your pottery away too. It starts cracking off parts of your pottery. So what my teacher said on this one, if I wanted to try to save this, I could possibly try to chisel it away or grind it away around here and just leave this extra part. I could never sell it, but I could leave this extra cookie, just trim it all the way around and leave that extra bottom on there, and use it as like a pot for a plant or something like that. But look how pretty that was going to be. I really like that combination. So anyway, that's what happened. That was the first failure I've ever had with my glazing. And so my teacher, she's like, we were just talking about kind of jinxed ourselves because we were just talking about how I've never done that. And then the next week I show up and it happened. But these are the ones that I finished this week. And so this is a black and white kind of speckle with a black. I used a black glaze. It's speckled over that speckle glaze. That's the same as it's in the inside. And then this is a bronzy gold. It's hard to tell. It's in the, it shows up more in the inside of these, and it's kind of golden speckled in there, and then another different speckled clay down here. And so that's a nice little one. I like how that came out. That those black drips, that thick black. I wanted to play with black and white a little bit and add a little golden bronzy brown in there for a little change, but I'm pretty happy with how that one came out. Susie says, I like the colors. Thank you. And then I did this one. So this one, this one's just two colors. I just did two different colors on this one. And I kind of like how they split right here to reveal the clay underneath. And then the blue kind of ran a little bit down there. But isn't that pretty? I think it's very pretty. Look at me talking about my own stuff. Isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty though. I think it came out really nice. So did that one and just got that one back today. And then the last one that I got back today is this bowl, which I absolutely love. And I love how all the glazes combined. This was all green. They were all green. So this blue in here that you're seeing and the blue on the inside happened because it combined with other glazes and the chemical reaction turned them blue. But every one of these, there were 3 different green glazes on this bowl. And you get all these different colors. And I like how the little bits of revealing of the clay underneath on it. I just love it. So I'm very happy with how this came out. And those will be going into our online store soon. The ones that worked out anyway. I think this is the biggest bowl I've done so far. This is the bowl I never put online because I kept it for myself. I still haven't used it, but I kept it for myself. It's the first one I kept. It's going to be my ramen bowl, my cereal bowl, my ramen bowl. But look at the size difference. Like, I guess it's not too different. It looks very different when you sit them side by side, but slightly bigger. Very happy with how that came out. I'm still keeping the other one, I think, unless I trade it. Maybe I'll keep this one. We'll see. So there you go. That's my other pottery piece. What do y'all think? Like those? I like those. I was happy with how they came out this time. Fit these together. All right. Now, let me lower this. And let me switch. I think we're going to switch to this camera because I think this is better for showing the beads up close. And let's see here. What am I doing? Let me see. Where is my email? There's my email. We're going to do RD lots tonight. So this is how it works. If you're new, let me put down, I don't know if I'm going to need this tonight necessarily, but here's our penny. Everyone likes the penny. Turn this up a little bit. There we go. And I have it scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but I give you a slip of paper like this, real high tech, right? But it has a lot number. So these are going to be RD lots tonight, RD1. And you'll take RD1, put it in the subject line of an email, and send that email to us at info@allegorygallery.com. info@allegorygallery.com. And that's how you do it. It's super easy. Let me show you. Let me show you this. Let me show you. What do I want to start with? Let's start with these, for example. So these are 2 amethysts. They are $4 each, and there are 2 of them available. So this is what a full completed lot tag looks like. RD1, $4 a stone, 2 stones available. So I'll show you these. We usually do size and shape and all that good stuff. So these are approximately 14 millimeters by 22. Let me just do the other one to see. That one's about 16 by 21. So a little bit different, but they are $4 a stone, 2 of them available. You would take RD1, put that in the subject line of your email. If you want 2 of them, you can put ×2, and you send that email. Please send a new email every time. Please do not reply to an old email to send another one. That groups them all together in our inbox because they use the same kind of subject header. So just send a new email every time. And it is first come, first serve. If you do send us an email and you do get it, you are promising to take it when we send you the invoice. All right, that's how it works. If anybody has any questions as we go along, please let me know. We do not call out who won anything, so your purchases are not called out or told to the world. That's one of the reasons we also send the email, so people can't keep track of what other people are purchasing. But if you do want to know if you won something, then you can let us know, and I will tell you if you got it or if somebody else got it. All right, everybody ready? This is RD1. Beautiful amethyst. 2 of them available. RD1. $4 each. Everybody still out there? Nobody said anything in a while. Just making sure I'm not talking to myself. My camera keeps jumping. That was weird. It just moved on its own. Hopefully I'm still broadcasting okay. Because that was just a lot for if I have to re-say all of it, any of that. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will tell me in a moment if I'm still going or not. If I don't hear anything from anybody, I'll know something happened. How many do I have of these? Oh no! Get back here. Michelle's still watching. Karen's still here. Okay, so you're all hearing me okay, good. I know the quality of the stream is not great tonight. Whoa! I just wanted to make sure that everybody is still with us. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Let's make these $4 each. 14 of them available. These are Peruvian opal. These are Peruvian opal. And some of them are longer than others. Some of them are shorter. Some of them are squattier. Some of them are thinner. You we'll just pick them for you. You don't get to pick. We don't do it that way. But you can pick how many you want if you want more than one, right? Michelle's using new Amazonite and white beads I got from you. Oh, good. Thank you. Tamini says, were any of you affected by the storm? Some people were. I was just talking about that earlier. We got a lot of people around us who were. And I was watching while adding a post to the Design Challenges group on Facebook. Thank you. Let's see here. Good. People are still here. The picture is great. Oh, good. The picture is good. Voice isn't on, but good. I'm glad the picture is good. Because on my end, the picture was even a little bit fuzzy when I pulled it up earlier. So this is Peruvian opal. These are faceted nuggets, kind of simple cut faceted nuggets. RD2, $4 each. 14 of them available. I think I'm also lagging a little bit because from when I asked if people were still out there until I got comments, it was quite a while. It felt like it anyway. Kimberly's announcing graduation or addressing graduation announcements. Oh boy. Aren't the kids supposed to do that? Aren't the kids supposed to do all that work? RD3. I feel like I had to do that when I was graduating. These are each, and I have how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16 of these. 16 of these, RD3, 30 cents each. These are malachite rounds. Beautiful malachite rounds. These ones are 6mm malachite rounds, 30 cents each. 16 of them available. RD3. I'm making him help. This is really good. Good. I say good. Yeah, because I think I was doing that. I feel like I was. I may have gotten help though too. I'm almost sure that I probably did, because that's usually how things went for me. Okay, RD4. These are 50 cents each. I'm going to stop writing each. They're always going to be each tonight. It's just extra Sharpie I'm using. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 20 of these. 20 of these. These are larger malachite rounds. So we had the 6mm, and then I think these are 8mm malachite rounds. 50 cents each, 20 of them available. Beautiful malachite. I love me some malachite. It's got those beautiful swirly patterns in it. There we go. Get the light up there where you can see it. 50 cents each, 20 of them available. RD4. Like I said, this helps when people don't want to buy a whole strand. We do these shows. We found that people seem to like them. Because then you don't have to spend all that money. RD5. Let's see. $2.50. 8 of them available. $2.50 each on these. 8 of them available. These are beautiful, beautiful aquamarine. If you love nice aqua, very nice aquamarine, small faceted nuggets. Really nice quality. Gorgeous stones. This is from a higher end strand. $2.50 a bead. They are drilled through the narrow way, through the center, up and down vertically this way. 8 of them available, $2.50 each. RD5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these available. These are $6 each. This is tourmalinated green quartz. This came from a tourmalinated green quartz strand. You'll see some of the tourmaline shards in there. Tourmalinated green quartz, faceted pendants, $6 each. 6 of them available. Super pretty color. Beautiful tourmalinated green quartz. I love this one. There's not a lot of tourmaline in that one, but I love those inclusions. Love that one. And they are drilled lengthwise, top to bottom this way on each of them. And if you do want a larger or a smaller one, you can say that. When it comes up, like if you want a larger one of these, like I'll pick one of those out for you. If you want a smaller one, I'll pick one of the smaller ones out. But you don't get to pick the exact stone. That's just, it makes everything very difficult if everyone's picking the stone. RD6, $6 each, 6 of them available. RD7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of these, $4 each. These are a lavender amethyst drop, faceted drop. Lavender amethyst faceted drop. Beautiful stones. These are approximately 20 millimeters by 24 and a half, we'll say. Lavender amethyst faceted drop, drilled across the top. Drilled across the top. RD7. $4 each, 11 of them available. Let's see, RD6, we just sold 4 of them. Thank you so much. Got to get it started here, right? So far, that's the first claim. First claim so far. Oh, maybe my email's behind. Just got another one with a 6. So we've only got 1 of the RD6s left. And then we've just sold 4 of these so far. So that's what, 7? 7 of these left. Thank you so much. RD7. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you for hanging out with me, even though it started out as a later evening. Glad y'all could make it and hang out and chill out with me. You know, when Andrew's away especially, I really like going live because it's harder because I don't have the help getting things ready and all that. But at the same time, it really helps my day because, wow, is this what we charged for these before? Yeah. Oops, I lost one moment. It helps my day to hang out with y'all because my day is spent a lot just me and the cats. And sometimes I feel like I only talk to my cats. I'm trying to see. These are super light. These are super light. Okay, anyway. So we had these priced before. They were $6 for the whole lot of them. And we had 2 lots before. We've only got 1 left. This is a hand-carved agate. I'm not going to say carnelian. I'm not 100% sure that it's carnelian. It could be. It could be. And these are hand-carved, and you get the whole lot of them for $6. There's only 1 lot available. They're 9 millimeters approximately. Melinda says, those citrine I got from you are so beautiful. I have them on my mat just to look at. I need more of this chunky beauty. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad your package got out there to you. I've got more coming for you too. Thank you for all of your support. I kind of do packing and shipping on a rolling basis. And so sometimes you'll get some things and some of the latest things won't be in there all the time. So I pack and I ship, and I pack and I ship, and I pack and I ship, especially for those of you who order often with us. We do combine shipping and all that good stuff for you. So I had some questions about that from some new people recently. And so if you ever need anything, I will say that if you ever need anything in a hurry, or you need something at a certain time, please do let me know, because I do just do a rolling kind of system. Most people aren't in a hurry that work with us during these lives, but if you do need something in any particular time frame, let me know by sending me an email, and I can do my best to make sure I get stuff out to you. I am working on making things faster, and I think I've been getting a lot better at it, but we do, it takes time. It takes time to pack all this stuff the way we pack it, especially. There are 12 of these available. They're $2.50 each, only for those of you like me. Melinda says, you have top quality stuff. I'm extremely happy. Oh, good. I always get concerned. Like, I think we have top quality. Like, I know what we've got. We've got good stuff. But I never know what people are going to think when they get our stuff, you know? And especially because I think that was the first order you've gotten from us. And so, unless you've ordered in the past in the online store. But I don't think so. So it always makes me nervous until I hear back. And then I'm like, oh, good. You liked it. You're happy. Anna says, I like days I only talk to my cats. Peaceful. Yes, it's good. It is good. I will say that. But, you know, I'm an introvert, but I'm an extroverted introvert, I think. I like every once in a while to talk to people. And if I'm just by myself, especially when Andrew's not around, I definitely sometimes I need that chat time because I get in my own head a lot. As you know, if you watch us, I have anxiety and I talk about it pretty regularly. Hopefully not too much, but I do get in my head a lot, and it helps me to be able to talk to other people instead of just going over the same things in my head over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Melinda says, those lemon topaz are lying here too. I have to touch them daily. Those lemon topaz are nice. You got some nice beads there. This is dyed chalcedony, $2.50 only per pendant. These are faceted simple cuts, and they're all different sizes. Let's see, this one looks like the smallest probably. So let's go from about 22 millimeters by 24 and a half, and this is probably the biggest at about 31 and a half by 29. So here they are. Sandra says, I was just telling Sweet Pea it's okay to talk to your cat. Absolutely. What do you talk? Heck yes. Heck yes. I talk to all my cats like they're people. They know. They are people. Well, they're not people, but they're beings. They get it. Sometimes I think they are more in tune. I actually do think they are more in tune with the world and the universe than we are, right? I think we're definitely, I think they're more in touch with things than sometimes we are. Because like when I start watching things that are not good for me, and right now getting into too much of the politics and all that stuff is really not good for me. My cats, anytime I pull up the news on my phone, it's like they know, and they come running and yelling at me. It's like it must set off something in my behavior or something in me that they just do not agree with, and they come running at me and yelling at me. Two of my cats in particular do this to me, and they will start to like try to climb on top of my phone to push it away from me. They know. Linda says I talk too much if I'm stoned. That's funny. Linda says yes, they are precious to me. So these, they may not look like much until you get them real close or under the light. These are a very nice large garnet. Now these came from a very expensive strand. This is kind of that berry color garnet. It's a purpley um, berry color. It's a deep berry color garnet. There are 3 of them only available. They are $6 each. These are some really nice high. Look at the clarity. There's some inclusions in there, right? There are some. I'm not going to pretend. We don't pretend here. We tell it like it is. But for $6 a stone, these are really high end, nice, big, large garnets. Definitely worth it. 3 of them available. RD10. Melinda says, OMG, beautiful. Melinda says, I don't watch network TV. It's all political, even sitcoms and drama. I can't handle it. Yeah, it's getting that way, especially. So I have been watching some like comedies and things, and I've noticed there's some political charge stuff in them, but it's not too much. But it's really, my cats attack my phone when I pull up the news, and start reading or watching things that are going on, because I get fired up over it sometimes. All 3 of these have sold. Thank you so much. And this is lovely on those, aren't they? They are. All 3 of those have sold again. Sorry, I only have 3. I don't know if Andrew has any more. Maybe we'll try and do another one of these loose gemstones when he gets back, if he has any he's willing to part with, because he's got the nice strands. I was going through some of the stash tonight, and I found some of the nice strand boxes. I'm like, I better not pull from those, because I don't know if I don't know if I'm allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these available. 11 of these available. These are $2 each. These are beautiful red, and most of these stones are vintage, by the way. So if you like vintage stuff too, most of these come from vintage strands. That's why they're so nice and not that expensive, because we're selling them at the prices that the vintage stuff was. Sandra says the garnets are gorgeous. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. This is red tiger eye. This is gorgeous too. Red tiger eye is a natural tiger eye. It is not dyed. These are not dyed stones. Red tiger eye. I believe there's more iron in it to make it more red, if I remember correctly. And these are faceted ovals of red tiger eye. They're $2 each. They come in at approximately 20 millimeters by 15 and a half. They are drilled through the center, top to bottom, long ways. And I have 11 of them available. RD11, $2 each. Animals are smarter than most people, says Melinda. It's true. I think so. I don't even like smarter. Yes, probably that too. But I think they're definitely more in touch. Like, they're just, I'm all about that manifesting good things and in touch with their spirits. And I think animals are just oftentimes much more in touch with the world around them than we allow ourselves to be. We've cut ourselves off, I think, from a lot of that. Not to get too too wooey, but I think we've cut ourselves off a lot from where we come from in our spirit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We were selling these in lots of 15. I don't know how many I've got, so I'm just going to see how many y'all want, and we'll see if we've got enough at the end of the night. Maybe nobody wants any of them. These are beautiful, though. They are chalcedony. They are chalcedony, and they're these thick kind of chalcedony ovals, but they're not, they're like sharp edged. They're not sharp, but they don't have a rounded edge. They're super cool. They're faceted. Let me see, let me move this light up. I need this light to hang from the ceiling. Sorry, my nails are all, I was doing pottery and they're all gunky a little bit. So don't mind those. But these are faceted chalcedony. You get the whole lot of them for $8. And I have, you can see here, multiple lots of them in here. Not many. Not many. I don't know how many. Maybe I have a total of 3 or 4 lots of these. But they are super cool. It's a vintage kind of cut where they're just like, they're like chiseled off faceted in quarters. You can see that in quarters, and then the edges are left unrounded or unpolished. They're kind of like just a sharp edge. I think it's a super cool look. And it's a beautiful stone. I love chalcedony. RD12, $8 for a lot of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 15. Chalcedony. $8 per lot of 15 beads. RD12. I'm going to say, let me see here. I can just tell myself when I do the spreadsheet, there's around 4 of those, maybe 3 to 4 lots. Ooh. I was telling you the other day that I got a little bit sunburned from staying outside before. I was drinking my mushroom coffee outside yesterday morning. I think it was yesterday morning before I put on my sunscreen and stuff, and I got a little burned. And today's the itchy day. You know, when you get burned a little bit, I didn't get too burned, but just a little bit burned. And now it's the itchy day, where the sunburn is itchy. My whole arm, both my arms are itchy. Now this is a cool shape. We had a bunch of these, and this is, I believe this is sodalite. I believe these are sodalite, but they're a matte finish and they're a flat coin. And if you like these, I have a few more of this kind of shape, I think, tonight. But if you like these, I think we have a box of them somewhere. We did them in one live once upon a time. They're really cool in that they are slightly off from the edge. So when you string them up together, they overlap slightly like this. And it's an old cut. It's a beautiful look. Whether you're doing it as like a large bracelet, like imagine how that looks on a bracelet when it's slightly overlapped like that. Or earrings, if you want to dangle some of the earrings, they're nice and light. But these are about 30 millimeters, we'll say, which is just about 1.25 inches. A little under 1.25 inches. And this is RD13. They're $4 each. 3 of them available. And like I said, I probably have more of these if you want more, but we have these in so many different stones. Some of them are matte, some of them are polished. But if you like those, let me know, and I can try and dig out the box and get you some other stones, other samples if you like that cut, because I know it's not a cut you find too often these days, and it is fun. Let me see if I have any more of that tonight. I thought I had another one, but maybe I don't. Maybe not. All right. These are 14 of these available. They're $2 each. RD14. These are very chunky, rough fluorite. So for those of you who love fluorite, look at those. Very chunky, rough fluorite. Like, look at this one. It's got the fluorite stripes in it. So pretty. Some of these are more purple. Some of these are more green. Some of these are more the kind of yellow fluorite, slightly yellow, slightly green kind of color. There's another one with some of the stripes through it. Just really pretty, nuggety goodness, rough fluorite. It's such kind of a soft stone. It's so pretty. And I don't even know how to give you a size on these because they're all a little different, but it's about 20 millimeters by about 28. And they are drilled lengthwise. So they're drilled at the longest points generally. Find the hole. Yep, that way, top to bottom. This one is drilled like this. So rough fluorite, RD14, $2 each, 14 of them available. Super chunky monkeys. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Look at that. RD15. What's next? These were $250. We'll do it at $175 for y'all. There are 13 of them available. $1.75 each. These are red or brachiated red snakeskin jasper little egg beads. Look how pretty those are. That's a vintage strand right there. Stunning, beautiful quality. Brachiated red jasper, snakeskin jasper. And these are approximately 14.5 by 20.5, we'll say. Look at those. Super pretty. That'd be great, I think, as a focal on a bracelet. Probably not too heavy for earrings. I think they would be okay for earrings yet. But definitely also pendant. Imagine that, just one little chain coming out of that. Pendant on a chain. Super, super cool. RD15, $1.75 each. Reduced price. 13 of them available. And what doesn't sell here, I will probably start taking these into the store. Trying to fill up the store with more of these loose gemstones because people coming in for classes are really liking them. So they won't be available probably for long. So get them now if you like what you see. These These are $2.50 each. There are 8 of them available. How's our streaming quality? Is it still okay as far as picture goes? So these are a chalcedony drop. And back when this was in the Wayback Machine, this was called a lemon multitone. Lemon multitone chalcedony. It's more like a lime multitone, I would say, but they're a beautiful faceted chalcedony drop. $2.50 each. And if you buy in pairs, whenever we do these, like in these drops and things, I try to match them up for you, thinking you might be using them for earrings or something. I can't always, and it's not always possible, but I do try. Michelle just posted in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group. Good, I can't wait to see it. RD16, we have 8 of these available, $2.50 each. Nice quality vintage chalcedony lemon multitone. Let me give you a size on these. They're all different, but they're about 12 by 16 and a half. That's that one anyway. 12 by 16 and a half millimeters. Oh. What's everybody doing tonight? RD18. Nope. 17. What am I doing? RD. What'd y'all do today? Y'all didn't tell me. Most of you didn't tell me. Some of you told me what you're doing. But not all of you. Not all of y'all, as they say. So what do you got going on? What's been going on? Anybody do anything good? Have a good time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 of these. This is pink opal. Beautiful, large, pink opal. Get the other ones out here too. Here they are. Beautiful, large, pink opal. Look at how big those are. Michelle says, I made a lot of jewelry. Now I am hungry. I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too. So these are drilled this way on that one, this way on that one, this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way. But look at how pretty these are. Just the patterns and the colors, the pink opal goodness in these. There's a nice bit of pink for the opal. There's a nice bit of matrix that surrounds it to offset that color and to really make that pink shine. These are stunning, stunning stones. I like this. One doesn't have as much pink as some of the others, but look at that pink right there. Beautiful stones. RD17, $6 each, 7 of them available. I'm really hungry too. Did I have lunch? I did not have lunch today. I didn't have any leftovers to have any lunch today. I've been munching on my potatoes. Last night I was talking about whether I was going to make potatoes or sweet potatoes. I made sweet potatoes last night and they were so good. I made baked sweet potatoes I did it in the microwave. I cheated. It's not really baked. They're microwave sweet potatoes. But they were good. And I put lots of butter and cinnamon sugar on them, and it was delicious. That was my dinner. Ooh. I want to say, wow. Mm-hmm. I need to look up what these are for sure. I thought they were Amazonite, and they probably are, but they're very different. So I'm going to hold off on that one. These are going to be $3 each, and I have 3 of them available. I think my screen keeps jumping. I don't know why. I keep seeing my screen change. It's very odd. Melinda says, my PET scan was clear. I'm 2 years free of small cell, is that lung cancer? Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's great news. It's always a scary thing, I know. I know. Andrew went through it, and he had skin cancer. And so that was a very scary thing. And he's always worried about anything, that pops up. These are a purple chalcedony faceted drop. And they are top drilled through the top. And there are 3 of these. They're super beautiful in this pale purple color. And they really glow so nicely when the light hits them. I'm so happy for you, Melinda. I keep thinking about that because I know what it's like. I know that scare. So I'm very happy that all is good. RD18, $3 each, 3 of them available. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 5 of these available. They are only $2.50 each. This is Silver Mist Jasper. Silver Mist Jasper. This is a vintage strand. It's beautiful patterns. These are nice pendants. Silver Mist Jasper. And these are approximately 25 millimeters by 34 and a half. 25 by 34 and a half. They are drilled lengthwise, top to bottom as they're shown here. The widest point, RD19. These are really beautiful. This is a strand we got. I think we got this when we first opened the store, and I don't know why. It sat and sat because a lot of people don't want to buy a whole strand of these large beads anymore. It's just not what people are doing. So we took it apart at one point. We had a whole strand of it, and now we have 5 of these left, and they're still really pretty. $2.50 each. RD19. We sold some RD16s, 17s, and 18s. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We sold out on the 18s. We still have some 17s, and we still have some 16s. Yes? Yes, we do. RD20. These are $2.50 each. I've got 4 of them available. This is blue chalcedony. Blue chalcedony. It's pretty blue chalcedony faceted stones. They're actually drops. They're drilled through the top drilled. So they are drops, faceted drops of blue chalcedony. Great for enhancing communications. Feel like you need to be understood or need to understand other people better, blue chalcedony is where it's at. 4 of these available, $2.50 each, RD20. I have this armband on for my tennis elbow that I seem to be not able to get rid of. And that's enough of that for now. That needs to come off a little bit. Okay, RD21. Squeezing life out of me a little bit. Ah, yes, I did have more of these. So this is the polished version of these. I had the matte ones earlier. I have the polished version of these now. These are these little disc beads. Beautiful. These are sodalite. Old sodalite, vintage, nice sodalite. And these are RD21. Is this sodalite or is this demortarite? I think it's sodalite. RD21, these are about 30 millimeters. 3 of them available, $4 each. These are the ones that kind of overlap like that when you use them, if you use them together. They'll overlap slightly. RD21. 3 of them available. You sold 2 of the 20s so far. Thank you so much. Still got 2 of those left. One, two, three, four, 5 of these available. Let's do $2 each on these. These are a beautiful yellow quartz. Beautiful yellow quartz. And there are 5 of these available, these little pendants. These are about 25 by 30 millimeters. 25 by 30 millimeters, and they are drilled, shown here, top to bottom, through the length of them, the longest part. RD22, yellow quartz. 5 of them available, $2 each only. RD23. Here's some chunky monkeys. $6.50 each. Only 2 of them available. These are large chrysoprase. Chrysoprase, and these are drilled actually through the centers. So they are drilled right about here and right through there. Large, beautiful chrysoprase kind of nuggets, table cut nuggets, maybe. I don't know what you want to call them. Super pretty. Two very different sizes, but super cool. RD23. They would be great to use as a focal on a necklace, with the strands coming out like that or out like that. RD23 chrysoprase. Vintage. $6.50 each. 2 of them available. Oh boy. So these ones, okay, this is what they are. Here they are. You can see they're an agate. And look at that. I'm not sure how that is done. Andrew would know if he were here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are not beads, though. These are not drilled. They are not drilled. And I don't know if these are somehow made this way, or if these are a naturally occurring thing. They're $5 each. I'm not sure how these are created, to be 100% honest with you. I've seen druzy ones before. They don't look like this. So my suspicion is these are done somehow, whether they're electroplated to make them extra sparkly. Whatever they are, they're super cool and super fun and super sparkly. Now, like I said, these do not have drill holes. They're not drilled. So you would have to work on figuring out how you're going to attach them, whether you wire wrap them. You might possibly glue on a bell, depending on the backs on some of these. But they are super fun, however they are made. RD24, I can't remember offhand, but that's some crystalline stuff going on there, but it looks like an AB. That's why I'm not they could be human made. In any case, they're cool. There are 7 of them available, and they are only $5 each. I don't always like to show things that I'm not 100% sure on how they're done, but those were just too cool to pass up. And if you really want to know, I can ask Andrew, because they're from his stash. RD25. What else do I have in here? I have one of these left. This big old amethyst, nice quality amethyst, faceted Stunning piece, drilled through that way, top to bottom. $6, RD25. Just one of those left. Nice big piece of amethyst. Beautiful bead, $6. One of them available, RD25. RD26. 4 of these available, $4 each only. These are labradorite, drilled through top to bottom lengthwise on the longest end. This is more of a green labradorite. It's got some beautiful flashes in there. Got to get it just right in the light. It's the green labradorite, but it's flashing a lot of blue, which is interesting. Normally you get that from like the blue-gray labradorite, and you get a lot of purpley, orangey colors from this one, but it's flashing a lot of blue in this case. So those are faceted beads, drops. They are drilled this way, top to bottom. And let me just give you a size. Let me give you a size on this one. It's about 15.5 by 27. 15.5 by 27. RD26, $4 each, 4 of them available. Nice big beads of labradorite. Look at them flashing. Ooh, there's some of that orange flash right there. Look at that one. It's always interesting on camera trying to get the flashes. When they're in person, they're like, oh, bling, 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 bling. And then you put it on the camera and nothing shows up, of course. Ooh, these are nice. $3 each. 4 of these available. These are really nice chalcedony drops. They, look at that glowing. Look at those. They're just like, they've got that very beautiful chalcedony glow to them. That one's got a small inclusion in it, which I like. Oops, you may or may not like, but I do. But look at them glow. They're like little raindrops of goodness. And they are top drilled, smooth drops. Very smooth. Chalcedony, $3 each, 4 of them available. RD27. So pretty. Okay, I'm looking at them probably more than you are. I love those. Those are so pretty. RD27. Oops. Ooh, only 2 of those. RD28. Also, $3 each only. Aquamarine, faceted, I don't know. What do you call that shape? I guess it's kind of a rondelle. Faceted heishi, faceted rondelle. I don't know. It's pretty. There are 2 of them available. Beautiful quality aquamarine. 2 of them available. $3 each. And they are approximately 13 millimeters. depending on how you hit the facets. 13.5, 13, right around in there. Aquamarine, RD 28. Two of them available, $3 each. RD 29. These are $1 each. And these are beautiful lava beads, lava coins. This is not something we see very often in this shape. It's a tumbled, it's a smooth. These are not the ones that you're going to want to use to put like essential oils on or anything. These are done, they're kind of, what's the word? I don't want to say stabilize, it's like a turquoise, but they have a process that they kind of block that out, close up the pores a little bit so that they don't take on and they don't change. It does stabilize them a little bit too, so it's kind of like that. But these are lava coin, kind of a puffy coin, and they're about 20 millimeters. And they're $1 each, and there are 8 of them available. Super cool lava. Just a shape I think you don't see anymore in lava very often. This little puffy coin. Vintage strand, of course. Vintage strand. Originally, anyway. We've got a lot of vintage stuff around here. And last one for tonight. We'll go to 30 tonight. I'm low energy tonight, and it's Wednesday. Wednesday's always our slowest night, so we will stop here after we do these. These are $2 each, and let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 of these. 14 of these, $2 each. These are little green garnets. Beautiful little green garnet drops. High quality green garnet drops. Very nice quality green garnet. Some are more on the yellow end of things. Some are more on the green end of things, as you can see. I've got one really dark green one there, like that. But top drilled green garnet drops, and they are approximately widthwise 6.5, lengthwise 8.5. 8.5 by 6.5. RD 30, $2 each only, 14 of them available. And that, my friends, is it for tonight. Let me flip the camera around. I'll say a quick goodbye. Hello again. Hello, hello. Whoa, there go my lights. Turn them off anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed those. It's just something quick for me to pull for y'all. And like I said, I know it helps some people because we don't all got the big budgets, right? So we can't all afford the bigger strands, or sometimes even if you can, you don't want them, right? You don't need them all. So we like to do these loose gemstone shows every once in a while so that everybody gets a chance at all these pretty stones at a great price. and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions, please send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com. And I'll be back here with something else. Who knows what? I don't even know what yet, tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I look forward to it. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye now.